pronunciation, so, you know, you got to be right on top of his game.
All right, we're going to call this meeting to order at 7 o'clock. Okay, welcome everyone. Please rise for the invocation. We pray this evening for the agenda set forward before us and ask that we be granted the ability to work together in harmony when there is honest disagreement and dissent. We ask for the strength to speak up when given the opportunity to speak and the patience to listen receptively and empathically when it's time to listen. We ask for the wisdom to govern amid the conflicting interests and issues that we encounter and a keen sense of the welfare and needs of our residents. May we be reminded that we are not only leaders, but also servants, and that it's our responsibility to serve the common good of all the residents of Miami Springs. Amen. And now, please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. All right, welcome to this May 12th City Council meeting. We are going to begin with agenda and order of business. Is there anyone who wants to move an item or discuss anything on the consent agenda at this point? No? Okay. So with a voice vote, we will go ahead and set the agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Okay, motion carries. The agenda is set. And now awards and presentation. We start with 4A, a presentation of the Police Department's Unit Citation Award to Detective Jorge Pacheco, Detective Christopher Quiroga, Detective Anthony Marrero, K-9 Officer Michael Garcia, K-9 Officer Fencet Irbar, CST Officer Steven Torres, CST Officer Gustavo Miranda, and CST Officer Christopher Brown. Come on up.
Good evening, council. Can you hear me? Okay,
Yep.
so this is our investigative unit. They work primarily on an undercover basis. And so for them to be up here on stage, I know they're very embarrassed. They didn't even want this award. And we had to pull strings to get them here today, but we did it. So our Lieutenant of Investigations, Albert Vargas, he's the one that nominated these officers here today. And without his leadership, I know that this award wouldn't have been accomplished, and all the arrests that were made during this month wouldn't have been accomplished. So Albert, can you please go up on stage, please? Okay, Lieutenant Vargas, when I first got promoted to chief, I told him, you know, one of my priorities was we had a lot of concerns for the 500 block of Falcon Avenue. A lot of our residents were coming up to me and saying, hey, what can we do about it? So I pulled Lieutenant Vargas in and I said, hey, make a team and let's get it done. Let's take out the problem person there and let's make it an arrest. And so the people on stage contributed to that. They worked day in and day out, and they developed a case against this individual. And we were able to develop enough probable cause to execute a search warrant. And the search warrant led to narcotics and other paraphernalia related to narcotics. And this individual is arrested and still arrested to this day. Now, there were several arrests during the month of February, and I'm not going to go into all of them, but there were a lot of high-profile arrests, and I would know because as a new chief, I was on the news almost every week. My parents, my family was calling me almost every week, hey, you're on the news again. And but that month of February was so good for the quality of life of the residents of Miami Springs. So I'm very, very proud of this unit here today, and I know that my vision of this police department would not be executed and not be conducted without you guys up here on stage today. So with that being said, the Unit Citation Award for the month of February is going to you individuals up here today. So thank you so much.
Hmm. We're going to be going back and forth anyways. Okay, so let's move on to the next presentation of Officer of the Month for the month of March 2025 to Police Officer Christopher Bond.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. It's an honor to be up here today and present Officer Bond with the Officer of the Month for March. He's part of our road patrol, but he also takes a part-time capacity in our crime suppression team and our tactical response team. So he's a jack of all trades here for us, and we truly appreciate his hard work. Everything that we do here in investigations is also not possible with those men and women over there that are in the back. Those are our road patrol guys that initiate almost everything for us. We're very grateful for their preliminary investigations, which help us seal the cases at the end. Christopher Bond is being nominated for an award, particularly for 2 cases in March. One of the things the chief tasked me with when I took over investigations was to try to clean up our 36th Street corridor area and try to mitigate some of the crime in that area. So one of the things that we implemented and we started doing was monthly details. They're pretty much proactive policing, where we bring out, all the detectives, we bring out our CST team, we incorporate the road patrol units, and we also bring out our 2 canine officers that were here earlier, which are 2 of the biggest tools that we have and assets in this department. So in one of those details that was conducted March 28th, we conducted Operation March Madness, which was aimed to target and deter crimes in the commercial and business district within the areas of the city. At approximately 11:34 p.m., Officer Bond conducted a traffic stop on a black BMW at the intersection of South Royal Poinciana Boulevard and Coolidge Drive. The vehicle had completely disregarded for a posted stop sign at the intersection, and Officer Bond made contact with the driver after conducting a traffic stop. Through his training and experience, he recognized that the driver was acting suspicious and was nervous. He requested the assistance of the canine unit, Officer Michael Garcia, and his canine Mando, who conducted a free air sniff of the vehicle. Canine Mando alerted to the passenger side door of the vehicle for narcotics. At this point, Officer Bond conducted an extensive search of the vehicle, which yielded several trafficking level amounts of illegal controlled substances. The search resulted in the discovery of 360 grams of crystal methamphetamine, 61 bars, which is a controlled substance as well, 35 milliliters of GHB, 16 grams of MDMA, and several pieces of narcotic paraphernalia. Officer Bond's keen investigative skills and determination led to the apprehension of a violent offender and the removal of a large quantity of narcotics from the street, preventing further criminal activity. The arrest resulted in 5 felony charges, including drug trafficking, and 2 misdemeanor charges. So the very next morning, that detail ended about 4 o'clock in the morning. Very next morning, about 9 o'clock, I got a phone call from the road patrol sergeant advising that a subject had thrown railroad track spikes, which are nails approximately this big, at one of our road patrol units, shattering the back window, putting one of our officers in danger. When the sergeant showed up as a backup officer, he also threw those spikes at our officer, putting his life in danger. He then fled from officers on foot, went into the canal. I got the phone call, and whenever there's some type of scene like that, the first guys that we call are always our canine units and our tactical response team. So without hesitation, on the second ring, of course, Officer Bond answers. He comes out, gets dressed, makes it over there. And, sometimes as a supervisor, you need guys like Officer Bond who are going to think a little outside the box, because my mind is wrapped up in 100 other things. And after requesting the Miami-Dade dive team, they pretty much told us that if nobody's life is in imminent danger, they wouldn't be responding. So we were already at a standstill with him for about an hour in that canal. We had the chopper up. A lot of resources from other departments that came to assist us, our resources from our department. So something had to be done. Officer Bond called me on the phone. He was on the other side of the perimeter, and he said, hey, let's put the John boat in the water and let's go talk to him. I thought he was crazy at first, and when I ran it by the chief, he trusted in my judgment and Officer Bond's judgment, and we definitely did that. Officer Bond launched his John boat. We went towards the subject, and we were able to talk him back into land after almost a 2-hour standstill with him, where our canine officer with canine Mando apprehended him and pretty much affected the arrest. So it's times like that where, as a supervisor, you enjoy having these guys on scene. He's one of my favorite backups to have. Always thinking outside the box and always there when I call him. This is a well-deserved award, and congratulations, Officer of the Month, March 2025. didn't see him here when I first got here, but that's his father, who was our former chief of police, Pete Bond.
Family picture. Come up for a picture.
Just for the record, he's the one that brought us the boat to stick it in the water. Thank you, chief, I appreciate it.
Guys, I wanted to say that these commendations and the recognitions that you guys are getting is obviously well deserved, but the kind of successes, the law enforcement successes that you guys are telling us about, they're a byproduct of the work that you guys put in. And it wasn't too long ago that you guys were down like 5 or 6 officers, and just the revitalization that we sense. I think everybody in the community agrees that we feel it. We see the difference. We see the active policing. You guys are not just like great for us. We are proud of you guys. You're something that we're proud of. So thank you for everything you guys do. Thank you. Okay, so let's move on to, we've got 4D, recognizing the, oh, I'm sorry, no, 4C, presentation of the Miami Springs Employee Service Award, recognizing Ulysses Fernandez, building official for his 10 years of dedicated service to the city. Do you want to take it away,
Yeah,
JC?
Mayor, thank you very much. This month, is it this month? Well, we're doing this meeting and the last meeting. 10-year Ulysses, our building official, celebrated his 10 years of being an employee here. Today, actually, yesterday was 10 years. Ulysses you've probably run across him. If you've been pulling a permit for something, you may or may not have, gotten into an argument with him, maybe.
Never.
But he's extremely fair, and every time I've had an issue or anything, when a resident calls me, Ulysses gets it done. He helps out the resident, and obviously when it can be, right? Because sometimes it's just not allowed by code. But I would say 9 out of 10 times he makes it happen, and I cannot thank you enough for your hard work and your dedication to the city, and it's truly appreciated.
All right, let's go up there, bro. So I remember getting an email from a resident that was like, you probably never get this, but I just want to say that Ulysses has been great. They brought you food, right? They brought you like lasagna or something? The staff. But just, I remember, and I was like, wow, like that probably doesn't happen often, that people like will send the council emails talking about how wonderful an experience they had with your building officials. But yeah, that's because Ulysses is unique in that way. He's wonderful. So for your years of service, 10 years, you get this 10-year pin if you want to grab that. And thank you very much. Here you go.
Thank you. Thank you.
As an architect, I've gotten to work in every single municipality, building department in the county, in most of Broward. And I gotta say, dealing with Miami Springs, it's honestly been one of the easiest and most fair experiences, which is rare. Normally I gotta go in, I gotta suit up, get my hammer ready and start pounding at everybody. But Ulysses is very fair, and everybody just happy to be there. You don't get that in building departments very much. Everybody's usually angry from the get-go. So, so great job, and thank you.
Thank you.
Please, if you were.
Okay. For those who know me, I'm not known for my public speaking, but I do have to say something that without my staff, this would not be possible. So I'm very grateful to them, grateful to the city manager. Thank you, JC. Thank you, Tammy. They've always had my back. Of course, the support of my family that couldn't be here today, but they are right here. Professionals that work in the city, like Manny, residents like Omar. I mean, I've gotten to know a lot of people here, and I do love this job. It's an honor and a privilege to serve the community. James, ex-council members. It's a pleasure to work in this city. It truly is. And I do want to dedicate this to, besides my father, I do want to dedicate this to three men that were ex-officials here in the city. Tex Ciati and William Alonso, who believed in me, and Ron Gordon, who hired me and took a chance on me. So for that, thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. So now for the recognizing the winner of the Miami Springs, Virginia Gardens Optimist Club, South Florida District Oratorical and Essay winner, Ms. Kyra Han Lee. So come on up, Mr. Fulton.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, JC, Tammy. All right, I'm James Fulton, president of the Optimist Club here in Miami Springs, Virginia Gardens. And can you hear me okay? Okay.
Sure can.
I'd like to take a minute. Last year's oratorical contest for our section here in the South District, Janessa Montoya, she went on it was about this same time of year. She went on in the summer up to St. Louis University, and she won the Southeast section for a $5,000 scholarship up there. So this year's South District winner is Kyra Han Lee. She's here with her grandparents, her legal guardians from China, and she has won the essay and oratorical contest for our South District. She participated in the oratorical contest on the 3rd of May at our own AIE in Miami Springs auditorium. We're very grateful and thankful for that. And so I'd like to have her come up and read her essay, and then I'll take a second and present her with something, and then she'll continue to do her oratorical. All right, come on up, Kyra.
Here.
Yes.
How optimism has paved my road to success. Tennis is a mental game. Everyone is fit. Everyone hits great forehands and backhands. Quoted by Novak Djokovic 2016. Chapter 1, Growing Up. Sports played a major role in my childhood. My parents, they were businessmen, but they loved sports. Their philosophy of parenting is to always give one's best rather than focusing solely on results. The first time I ever encountered the word optimistic was through my dad. He taught me the art of having faith in ourselves regardless and being positive and confident throughout. With that mindset, I was able to stay passionate and enjoy sports throughout my childhood. Chapter 2, A Young Tennis Girl. I started playing tennis when I was 8. Tennis back then was just one of the many after-school activities I had. And this went on until COVID-19 struck the world in 2021. 2 whole years went by and I had no chance to touch my racket at all. I really thought that was the end of my tennis journey. However, I felt that old spark in me again when I watched my favorite tennis player, Naomi Osaka, win her 4th Grand Slam title at the Australian Open in 2021. As much as I wanted to pursue my dream, impediments came along. Tennis was never a popular sport in my country. There was always limitation on everything: coaches, courts, tournaments, and players. Most of the time, I was left alone. It was me with the wall. After the lockdown, I was 14 years old, which is typically considered old to start competitive sports. Many people advised my parents to focus on the regular academic path rather than further investing in my sports journey. It was even harder for a girl like me from a small town to succeed when people are very traditionally minded. I was the only girl representing my school most of the time. However, I viewed these adversities as a driving force to continue working hard, as I see myself setting good examples to my juniors, and I often tell them to stay confident and believe that anyone could achieve anything if they completely devote themselves to it. Regardless of our gender, ethnicity, and background, all we need to do is dream big and stay optimistic. Chapter 3, continuing my journey. 2 years later, I have been through multiple ups and downs in my tennis journey. Today, tennis is more than a mere sport to me. It has taught me so many valuable lessons in life. And the desire to pursue tennis professionally started building up as I saw myself improving. So I wanted to develop myself at a better training ground. This was when I was inspired by the authentic American sports culture, especially at the collegiate level. I cannot imagine how it would feel like to achieve my dream to play Division I women's college tennis one day. Thankfully, both my parents were very supportive towards my idea, and they were willing to enroll me in a tennis academy here in Florida. However, a month before our departure, a sudden back injury destroyed the whole plan. I had to stay back for treatments, and I was never given an answer of when and whether I am able to continue my journey. I was devastated. I felt hopeless. I did not understand why it had to happen to me at that moment. It felt as if the whole world was against me. The plan of coming here to the States was put on hold until my back was completely healed. That was the time I started to lose patience and hope. I started doubting myself. I remember my mom vividly comforting me and said, "I am very confident in you. You will be all right. You will pass the test and you will win this game." Chapter 4, Dream Come True. Miraculously, we still came to America after all. Everyone I met from school to tennis are very optimistic. They are cheerful and supportive, especially during hard times like overcoming injuries. This was a total opposite norm from the place I came from. It made me feel deeply connected with the local culture, and it was a much smoother transition to the new environment than I would ever imagine. The best athletes in the world are built through losses, not victories. Legends like Serena Williams faced countless losses in her career before she began making her name. As an athlete, with all these drawbacks, when everything seems impossible, the ability to stay optimistic was vital to overcome these adversities. Being optimistic during hard times shaped me to be mentally strong. It made me forget all the pain and sufferings in the moment and only focus on the good outcomes. This is my story. It is the beginning. Success does not necessarily have to be viewed as an eventful accomplishment. Rather, it should be viewed as a journey of life. I am sure that optimism will keep me going and achieving greater successes in the future. Thank you.
So before Kyra does her oratorical, the club would like to present her with $1,000 check to congratulate her for all of her hard work that she's put into both her essay and her oratorical content.
That's awesome.
If she's gonna do it rather than have her back toward the audience, she's gonna do it on the side, so everybody has their.
Kyra, we have a wireless mic. You could do it from the side, but we'd like for people to be able to hear what you're saying. So use the wireless mic.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Sure can.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with deep gratitude I stand before you today to share how optimism has guided me through my trying times. How many of you in this room have faced a moment in life where everything seemed impossible, but somehow you found a way to keep going? Born and raised in a foreign country, I was once a very shy girl. Despite English being my first language, my parents enrolled me in a foreign language primary school. So, as you can imagine, this language barrier often created a distance between me and my peers. From a young age, I always wanted to experience the nerves and thrills of being on a stage. However, due to my struggles with the language, as well as overall self confidence, I was never brave enough to step outside my comfort zone. My mother, however, has always been my strongest backbone. She firmly believes that life is a journey of learning and growth, and that success isn't about being the smartest in the room, but it's about being the most resilient. She firmly believes that growth comes from putting ourselves in uncomfortable situations. So, encouraged by her wisdom, I started to take part in activities I had once avoided. Whenever I felt like giving up, my mother would remind me to not aim for perfection right away, instead, focus on making small improvements day by day. After years of trying and trying over and over again, I finally witnessed a huge improvement on my language skills as well as overall self confidence. During my graduation, I was even selected to represent my school for a speech. That experience gave me a glimpse of what I could achieve if I kept on challenging myself. In high school, I then entered a prestigious public school where over 90% of the students were native speakers of the foreign country. This time, ladies and gentlemen, I did not just face a language barrier, but also the challenge of being a minority in the school. Reflecting on my past experiences, I asked myself, would I want to challenge myself once again to make a breakthrough? I knew that my honest answer was a resounding yes. So, with little knowledge of debate, I joined the club with the hopes to improve my language as well as to push myself to connect with others. At first, I did feel completely out of place. The team was full of experienced debaters, and I struggled to keep up with them. During those hard times, I was really grateful to have a group of supportive and optimistic seniors. They were always there to cheer me on, and they taught me that opportunities are reserved for those who are well prepared. After a whole year of trying again and again, I was finally selected to represent my school for the state level competition. I managed to win the state level competition and went on to nationals. Although I didn't make it to the trophy, the memories and achievements along the way remain tremendously valuable to me. Optimism gave me the courage to be here today. Most importantly, I am so proud that my voice has come this far. I am eager to take on this new challenge to compete in a new environment with native English speakers. Through this journey, I've learned that life is a continuous process of learning and trying. Even when the end of my journey isn't illuminated by a bright light, the fire in my heart keeps driving me to strive for more every single day. Optimism will keep guiding me through my highest highs and lowest lows in life. Optimism gave me the courage to pursue my passions even when it means zero guaranteed outcomes. This is my strongest weapon, and I believe it will be the key to many of my future successes. The pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity. The optimist sees opportunity in every difficulty. Quoted by Winston Churchill. Thank you.
Okay, so come on up for pictures then, and bring your family on up. Sarah? How is it? You are festoon now. Wonderful. Congratulations. Here you go. Kara, leave those there so we can take one picture with the council. Okay, so we have presentation 4E, presentation of proclamation proclaiming May 18th to the 24th, 2025 as National Public Works Week. So I'll read this to you. Whereas public works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and to public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of the city of Miami Springs. And whereas these infrastructure facilities and services couldn't be provided without the dedicated efforts of public work professionals who are engineers, managers, employees at all levels of government and in the private sector, who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential for our citizens. And whereas it is in the public interest of the citizens, civic leaders, and children in the city of Miami Springs to gain knowledge of and maintain an ongoing interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public works programs in their respective communities. And whereas the year 2025 marks the 65th annual National Public Works Week, sponsored by the American Public Works Association and Canadian Public Works Association, be it now, therefore, that I, Walter Fahad, Mayor of the City of Miami Springs, Florida, do hereby designate the week of May 18th to the 24th, 2025 as National Public Works Week. And I'll present this to our wonderful Public Works Director, Juan Pena.
Good evening. As you saw this morning with the beautiful weather we've had over the weekend and what we're having tomorrow, take a moment to thank a public works guy, because while everybody says a terrible day, we see a sunny day, and we're out there no matter what it takes, whether it's picking up your garbage, picking up your trash, getting rid of the holes in the street. Doesn't matter what the weather is, we're still out there, whether it's nice and hot or nice and wet, we're out there. So next week, take a chance to thank one of the guys that you see around there.
Thank you. I think we got a picture of this before. Thank you. Another case, guys, where we can feel the difference with the change in leadership in public works and what you guys have been doing. So thank you. Okay, so we move on to item number 5, open forum. I don't think we had anybody signed up. Juan, nobody online? All right, we will continue to 6, approval of the council minutes. I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the minutes for April 28th, 2025.
Make a motion to approve. Approvals.
All right, call the vote.
Yes.
Councilman Dion,
Yes.
Councilman Lamas,
Yes.
Councilman Perez Crespo,
Yes.
and Mayor Fahad.
Yes. Okay, motion carries. 7, no reports from boards and commissions. So 8, public hearings.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. Roger Poe. The first item for public hearing today is a resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of Miami Springs, Florida, affirming a recommendation of the city's Board of Adjustment to approve with conditions a variance relating to the vertical extension of an existing non-conforming building with a 14.8-foot front setback where a minimum front yard setback of 30 feet is otherwise required, and to deny a second variance to allow an uncovered stoop to encroach 5 feet into the regular into the required side setback where a maximum encroachment of 3 feet is otherwise permitted, providing for final order, providing for violations, and providing for an effective date.
Okay. All right. It's my understanding that there are recommendations from.
Correct. And then that's what I just read into the record that the recommendation from the Board of Adjustment was to approve with conditions
Yep.
the variance relating to the vertical extension at 299 Pinecrest Drive, and then to deny the request to allow an uncovered stoop to encroach 5 feet where 3 feet are required,
All right.
or sorry, permitted.
As a public, do I have to open this up for public comment? Okay, so we'll open this up for public comment. All right. Public comment is closed. Do we have any discussion on the dais on 8A?
Mr. Mayor, I was here for that hearing,
Mm-hmm.
and it was very informative. So I just wanted to say, and Councilman Lamas was here as well. So we were present, so we're aware of what they were requesting.
Any other comments? Do a motion
Have a motion to approve.
to approve 8A?
Second that motion.
Have a first and second, call the vote.
Vice Mayor Santin,
Yes.
Councilman Dion,
Yes.
Councilman Lamas,
Yes.
Councilman Perez Crespo,
Yes.
and Mayor Fett.
Yes. Motion carries. So we have 8B.
That is a resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of Miami Springs, Florida, affirming a recommendation of the city's zoning and planning board to approve a waiver of plat application by Omar Silverio for property located at 300 Hunting Drive, folio number 05 3024 006 0800, providing for conditions, providing for violations, and providing for an effective date.
All right. Open up 8B for public comment. Okay, having no public comment, open it up for discussion on the council.
Mr. Mayor, I had a chance to speak to also the owner of the property, and I heard that case as well. It's the largest, what they describe as the largest property in the area, and yeah, I mean he what he's requesting fits within what the city's allowing.
To the chair. I think it needs some clarification on the reference to the division of that lot. A lot of people take it, for granted that there aren't other lots that size, but even the adjacent lot, and there's plenty other lots on Hunting Lodge and the golf course that have the same setbacks and the same frontage. So I don't think there's anything different that we should deter from happening.
Okay. Like to entertain a motion if there's no further discussion.
Make a motion to approve Resolution B.
8B, do we have a second?
Second.
Call the vote.
Vice Mayor Santin,
Yes.
Councilman Dion,
Yes.
Councilman Lamas,
Yes.
Councilman Perez Crespo,
Yes.
and Mayor Fett.
Yes. Okay, so that resolution carries. Okay, moving on to 9, the consent agenda. Having already said it, if there's no discussion, I will take a voice vote. So all in favor of approving 9A, say aye.
But you
Aye.
you need a motion, don't you? A motion in a second?
Not,
It's fine. A voice vote is fine.
Oh, okay.
so once again, all in favor of approving consent agenda item 9A, say aye.
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 All opposed, say no. Okay, so that motion carries. We have no old or new business. Reports and recommendations from our esteemed city attorney.
Good evening. Pleasure being with all of you. I have nothing else to report.
All right, thank you. City manager.
Mayor, yes. May 30th, the school speed zone cameras will be enforced. Right now, we're doing the testing, the warning period. May 30th, you will be ticketed if you're going in excess, 11 miles in excess of the speed limit in school zones. Also, the Hook Square Pump Station project is, after some issues with the contractor, we're finally nearing completion. We just need some punch list items really, but it's operational to my understanding, and we're nearing the end of that project. So, and that's fully funded with grants. So, I do thank Public Works and Tammy for getting us there. Also, going back to the school zone, I do want to thank Chief Castillo, from when he took over. He pushed this all the way through, and him and his department have done a great job with it. That's all I have today, sir.
All right, thank you. Assistant City Manager?
I have two other announcements. The flag football registration began today, and you can register at the rec center. And also the Curtis Mansion is having the Serenity in Bloom celebration of well-being, nature, and history this coming Saturday, and it is free entry.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so recommendations, reports, or recommendations from the city clerk?
Nothing to report. It's been a pleasure to sitting with you. Last couple of meetings, Mayor and Council. If you need anything, reach out.
Thank you, Juan. And so now, words from the city council. Start with the vice mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. Also, I wanted to give kudos to Chief Castillo and his staff and leadership. Even though my new colleagues weren't here preview to the last couple of years, but we've been seeing that dream team being built, and we just knew that there were going to be a lot more rest, and our streets were going to be a lot safer. It's the enthusiasm, you saw it from the beginning, and today was confirmed that this will continue. So we're in good hands for sure. Also, I wanted to mention, as always, some city event that makes our city so special. We have a kickoff again for the Centennial on June 21st, hosted by the Lions Club. It's a jazz festival. Same thing, the proceeds will go to the Centennial for a celebration of our brave and beautiful town in August of 2026. This one in particular, we're going to start off with the first stage of this contest. It's the Glenn Curtis Lookalike Contest. And thank God to local business owners, Leonard Real Estate and New Health. We're going to have a $1,000 prize. And every event that we have leading into our celebration in August of 2026, at that moment, hopefully we'll have the winner of the Glenn Curtis Lookalike Contest. And once again, just to remind my colleagues here up on the dais, this is not typical. Here we're going for the second meeting in a row before 8 o'clock, so don't get too excited. Things will change.
I think it's all going to ride on seat 4.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming out here today and just show a lot of gratitude to Chief Castillo and his team. It starts from the top. You guys are doing a great job. Friday was Law Enforcement Day for Miami-Dade County. Thank you for having me over there and, being so welcoming. It feels like a second family already. So whatever I could do for you guys, I know how much you love this community, and you're always very conscious of, everything, and it starts with you guys. Thank you very much. No pressure. I'd like to thank the team as well, the city manager, the city clerk and attorney, and Sylvia. Great work the other day with 36th Street. And thank you for bringing that to our attention. So also congratulations to Juan. Thank you.
Okay.
Chief Castillo, thanks for everything. Starting to feel like the old days again. It's really good. And to our planner, Sylvia, great job on the workshop last week, as always. It's a lot of information, and you always make it easy to understand. So appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
To Councilman Santin's mention about the Centennial Committee, they're meeting this Wednesday here. Right. So I encourage any resident who would like to get involved or know what the city is planning, what the Centennial Committee is planning, please be in attendance here at City Hall. I'd like to thank all of those who volunteered on May 3rd at the Curtis Mansion, where we planted close to 100 hibiscus and croton alongside the driveway and in the front corner of the property. Also, this Saturday, as Tammy mentioned, at the mansion, there's another great free community event, that's Serenity in Bloom, celebrating well-being, nature, and history. Also this weekend at the Rebecca Sosa Theater, the Pelican Playhouse is presenting Pelican Shake Shorts, 3 hilarious Shakespeare-inspired short plays. Please support your local community theater whenever possible. Miami Springs Senior High Golden Hawks baseball team won against St. Brendan's for the regional final and will compete in Fort Myers on May 19th for round 1 of the state championship. I think it's been since 2017. I think they won the state championship. Last week, I attended the opening of a solo art exhibition at Studio Hue 53. That's the space on the circle next to Burritoville. And I noticed that it attracted people from outside of Miami Springs, which I think is a great thing. And Friday, I hosted my first Cafe Council at Juan Valdez Cafe, where I had a chance to talk with residents about issues they're concerned about. I heard a few complaints like trash and junk or too many vehicles that are being kept in front yards. Also, that we need to find a way of providing information to our seniors, especially those who cannot get to the adult community center, so they can learn more about crime prevention and online scams. So I see Ari back there. So then that's it. That's it for me. Thank you. Thank you all.
Awesome. Thank you, Councilman. Okay, so just wanted to say we're going to continue to communicate. I know on social media we've been putting things out about the school speed zones. Guys, once they go live, it's invariably going to catch some residents. It'll catch some people doing the cut-through traffic, but it'll catch some residents also. So just please do not go 11 miles over the speed limit in residential zones, and you won't have to worry about getting a ticket in the mail. And then I'm glad you brought up Thursday's workshop. I think that it was informative, and I think it was the first bite of an elephant that we're gonna try to eat. But I'm happy to report I'm already getting emails. I welcome the engagement. I don't think we'll have problem with engagement once we start, the whole process of debating everything that can be proposed and is or should be done, and that whole debate that follows. So there's going to be times that we'll open it up just for public input and do like a town hall. So we're gonna want people's engagement. So that was a great first step. So looking forward to that and honored to be up here with you guys. So that being said, I think a sub 8 o'clock meeting is a record. So we adjourned this meeting at 7:50. Thank you.